Mirage, the very map their Brazilian brothers forged their dynasty upon, and now Immortals have to win it to take us to a third. Will they have an opportunity to get to that grand final in a third map? We'll find out as Mirage is up next. FaZe 1-0 up after taking Inferno, the choice of the Immortals. Introducing two who will be immortal in Counter-Strike history, Yanko and Chad.
Oh, that's nice of you to say,
yeah,
Alex.
You're good human beings and you are good at video games as well. Now, moving on. Let's get into this one. We have got the map choice of FaZe. They've made this decision, and I want to kind of quickly explore that, like a quick recap as to why FaZe have gone for Mirage. Is this, do you think, the top of their playbook at the moment?
It's one of the maps that they had the time to practice. They actually put some work in, and also it was a matter of they already beat Immortals on Overpass. They beat them in that tiebreaker on Train. So they made the call that Immortals are probably going to prepare for those maps.
Sure.
Let's throw a bit of a curveball. Let's pick Mirage because that's a map that we can play. And even though they play it, probably not specifically prepared for us on it.
I mean, Chad, we've already seen a prime example of what Immortals can do on Mirage, knocking Fnatic out.
Yeah, with a crazy comeback, that was on the back of their CT side, and they really had to grind that out. They had to play some very versatile setups. And this is unorthodox play here by Henny. He likes to jump out middle. He either uses the smoke here or in the connector from time to time as an escape route for him. You can see his teammate actually smoking off that Molotov so he can help him and escape. But this is the plays you have to look out with Henny. He can go super aggressive. It's not a position that you're expecting. And if you're going to be running a normal default, you need to make sure you're using extra flashes or maybe waiting a little bit longer for his utility to dissipate so that you're not worried about him getting a pick like that.
Something to watch out for, there's no doubt. Is that something that Ali is capable of on the other side of things, or is that just not how he rolls?
This is a specific move that Henny does, and it's great to see him being innovative in a way to create openings for his team, because we've been talking about Mirage and saying that it's difficult for oppers to have influence because so much utility is being used on that middle area of the map where they play most of the time. When you see oppers having good rounds, it's now moving to that ticket booth position on A when people go for a late execute and then having some good shots. I think Kalu is an aggressive opper as well. I think he will try to create openings. Now, will he be able to do so because of the reasons I just mentioned? That will be interesting to see.
Now, what do you make of slotting Nico into the CT side of this one? Where do you see them plopping this incredible Bosnian bulldozer?
Well, this is a map, where he's been successful on himself in individual matches for MOUZ in the past. And he normally plays around that connector area of the map or middle. And I think that's a position on the map that a player like him thrives because they always make the right decision. And playing a part of the map like connector, that's very important. You need to make sure you're rotating at the right times, you're cheating over to help your teammates, and you're making good decisions because, as Yanko mentioned, it's highly contested. And if you can have a player there on the CT side who's always, getting one kill, moving away and saving his life, also able to go over to that A bomb site when he knows that he doesn't need to be told when to move, right? So a player like that in a key position like connector is very influential.
So what are the thought processes that someone with good decision-making is thinking in that connector position? I mean, surely you've got a lot of responsibility for the players on A to keep mid under control. I mean, is their top priority just keeping their eyes on connector? What do you want a good thought process to be going through Nico's head?
He needs to be helping both A and middle. So normally you're going to have your AWPer, which will most likely be Alu around that middle section of the map in window. You want to be able to help him, to bail him out if he gets in trouble. And you also need to be able to make sure that your B players know if there's any information they know about the players going up cat. And then you need to know when to go over towards that A site. So it's about listening to the information that your teammates are putting out there, making sure you trust in it. And there also needs to be a little bit of instincts because you get to see the patterns in middle. You get to see the smokes and Molotovs that are being thrown. And if you notice anything different, you need to let your teammates know. You definitely need to let Carrigan know because he might have seen something in a demo and he will be able to make an educated guess on what's going to happen next.
Well, all eyes on Henny from one side, Nico on the other. He's already top-fragged Inferno. We'll see if he can do the same to get FaZe in the grand finals. Just a team name, though, for this one. Who takes Mirage? Chad first.
I have to go with FaZe. They're looking very strong across the board.
Okay, and Yanko.
FaZe.
Expecting this one to be a 2-0. Immortals' journey stops here, according to the desk. Well, maybe our casters can provide all of the answers as they are waiting in the wings to guide you through Mirage. Will Immortals take us to a third? Let's find out.
FaZe now have pretty much the game just ahead of them now. You can see that closing point just coming in here, and Immortals need to fight tooth and nail to stay alive. That's as simple as it is. It's impressive they've made it this far. A lot of teams looked at the way this kind of tournament's unraveled, unfolded, and people didn't expect these teams to make it this far. They're both surprises here, a little maybe unpressured as such, but the pressure starts now for Immortals. Backs to the wall gameplay needs to begin in this second.
What worries me the most is that what we've seen so far, because Inferno is such a new map, is that usually we're seeing like massive underdogs pick it as kind of like a wild card to see if it's going to come out. And I don't think Immortals did that here. I think they're just that confident and they feel that good with their Inferno so far. So the fact that FaZe wins it so convincingly and is very, very good on it, I think that's going to be worrying going into FaZe's map pick, which is Mirage. We saw Nico just previously just dominate maps on it. So this is going to be a very, very tough situation. We also have to remember as well, FaZe wins that Inferno match, you know, despite some sketchy things in the first half. They win that with Rain bottom fragging, like not even really contributing on the scoreboard necessarily, who's one of their big stars. So that's got to be a little bit frightening. On top of that, Alu with the AWP was playing very well. There's a lot of things that indicate that Immortals is in big trouble on this map.
It's all down to them. We are seemingly underway now. Immortals on the CT side, FaZe on the T side to bring the game, and already FNX looking to just spice things up a little bit here. Two players wait for it though. This is a problem. They might expect it, they might not, but it's Nico and it's the one man you do not want to meet in these sort of situations. Oh, Lucas! Heads are rolling. And FaZe lose two. This puts them back in the game. Two players actually don't have armor who are left alive for FaZe as well. Karrigan and Rain gonna have to play that utility game out now.
Yeah, and actually Alu being spotted, the full rotation is on. They know there's no one to beat. That's a nice shot. Good lord, Lucas is gone. Smokes are up, they can get the bomb planted. Rain's got to be careful. Nice shots. There's a flashbang out. He's not expecting the second, and they're contesting. Steel holds strong. That's a big win for Immortals. See a world where Keo and Nico actually clear out that underpass, and that pistol round goes the way of FaZe, but I think there was a little bit of mistake in how they peaked that. No one swinging too wide. It is a very narrow choke point, to be fair, but couple nice double kills from both Steel and Lucas in that round. Give Immortals the pistol. They won it as well on Inferno and lost the ensuing round, so they cannot let that happen here. That just cannot happen.
Yeah, Immortals need to play that just good CS. Clean, crisp CS. We know that FaZe are one of the more capable teams of turning that on its head. You've got so many good pistol players on this who just love coming alive in these situations, and are going to have to be a little bit less invested than most just because the AWP's on the horizon eventually for him, but you got Rain just waiting this out. Now, whether he takes a shot or not, down to him. He's going to back away from the angle. He's got a new one to play with now. You've got to be a little bit careful here. FaZe still have a lot of map control. He's got a couple of angles to play with.
It's Henny who's got to be careful, because that smoke, you can peer under that over towards jungle, and he's not going to have any idea. He thinks that's smoked off, and here's Nico. We know how good his Deagle is. He keeps proving it time and time again. Opening kill onto FNX. Henny's going to get aggressive in response. They're going to try and take over mid, but it's not going to happen. Karrigan and Rain each with one. Oh, Karrigan shuts down Lucas. It's just Steel. These Deagles have done so much work, and they continue again. Immortals collapse one more time in the second round.
What an absolute disaster for Immortals. You've been getting accustomed to it through Inferno, but you've hoped that maybe we'd have a better start, a clearer mind, something to work with coming in towards Mirage, and this is not how you saw that round going.
No, not at all. I mean, it starts out with Nico, and you're like, all right, they can still recover. There's still time. That's just Nico things, the opening kill. But it all collapses. I mean, the thought process isn't bad from Immortals. Take mid control because you've lost some towards A, but everyone just gets shut down, and FNX under so much pressure. The utility, the Molotov and connector, the smokes, the flashbangs, and he can do nothing. Even a miss smoke, and somehow it's used to the advantage of FaZe.
Seems to be all going their way. Immortals want to change it though. Still going to push up towards B apps, try and find something with CZ, but well, no one's pushing up too easily here. Nico and Keo very aware that this could be a possibility, or at least playing around it, but Bolts will find Rain. That's good work. Looking for a little bit more play here. It's got to be careful. Doesn't want to give away too much, but it does allow the players up short. And now Steel's in trouble. This is a big problem. Keo seems very aware, but a lovely hit and run. Nico goes down. Can he do it again, though? 5 bullets left. No, he's going to go for the reload. Takes his time now. Karrigan encroaching from the other side. He's got to make his mind up. He doesn't know what's about to happen. The crunch is here, and Karrigan takes him down. There it is. B is looking more and more vulnerable, but there's 2 players watching that cross and still a player on short.
Great patience from FaZe, though. A little bit risky, but Karrigan comes to help out. Now they have that bomb site. Bolts is going to be on Catwalk, and Hetty and Lucas still haven't been able to make their way out of market whatsoever. Actually, Bolts isn't on Catwalk. He's an underpass, so a little bit of flank coming in. Doesn't have a lot of HP for this kind of a play. They need to have one of these Deagles ring true.
And Alu doesn't want this to even come close. He's going around the back, and there it is. UMP forcing Henny to turn around, and a cleanup in the end from FaZe. It looked a little dangerous at times there. Nico and Rain going down, and the possibility of Steel finding more in towards B apartments, but it's not to be. FaZe find 2, keep this nice and stable. Now can get whatever they want pretty much into this one. They know that Immortals are going to be low on money, so it's farming time.
Yeah, a couple of nice flanks that round from FaZe eliminates the danger. So it's just FaZe, you know, like I said, patient. Just 1 or 2 players locking down the positions they held currently and allowing a teammate to flank around and get some easy kills. So this round, no real investment from Immortals. Can't really plan on doing much.
No, absolutely not. And it looks like FaZe just going to try and go for a nice A hit. Kerrigan's vulnerable just because he has to be a mid-presence, but still, it's only a UMP out of everything. That's not that bad. Rain as well with the MAC-10, just clearing out the site. This will feel good for them just because really they've got the read right. Lucas has found Kerrigan and FNX finds Alu. This is not a round you win though, but FNX has other ideas. He wants this one to stick. And Rain's got to be careful, he's got to respect it, but no. The MAC-10 is there and it is holding on for now, but a 2v2 still shouldn't go down this way.
Yeah, it's all right though. This MAC-10 from Rain is doing work, getting some bonus money. They haven't lost too much. I mean, you definitely don't want to lose 3 players, but in all things considered, with just USPs, with no armor, even with the salvaged UMP, there's really not a whole lot of danger in that round for FaZe, just because of how powerful those SMGs are against unarmored opponents. Now we have Alu with the AWP coming out. Not on Henny though. He goes for the M4, smoke flash. Light armor as well. No kits on the Immortal side, so that's going to be a little damaging if they want to try and play a retake tactic late round. They'll have a lot less time to work with.
This 1-3-1 is pretty active as well. Look at them go. This is a very constructed piece towards middle. This is a nice take as well. Nico's smoke going to be sitting towards window. I can imagine Kerrigan maybe putting one down towards that deep side of connector and maybe making a play towards B. It's possible. They've got so much room to play with here. They have everything they want. Right? Yeah, there comes that smoke. Allows them to play up towards Cat now. Lucas is there, so got to be a little bit careful. Yeah, they spot him out now. Rain, so concise. Lucas can do nothing. And now 4v4, the hit towards B is coming, and it's going to be Steel who has to be aware of this.
Yeah, he's very isolated. A lot of pressure towards the A-bomb site from Rain, especially with that one kill. That was on the catwalk, but Bolt has actually cheated towards the A-bomb site, so they're not aware this B hit could be coming in. Steel's going to spot it out. Him and Kiyoshima have dueled earlier, but Alu has such great positioning. Steel misses the shots and goes to get some information elsewhere and gets picked off. And now they're stuck in market. I mean, Bolts can't get out here. He's the only one here. He's got to try and allow his teammates to rotate. They might just call for a save right off the bat. FNX isn't even moving in this A-bomb site. The question for Bolts is, can he even make it away alive?
He's peeking into this. He's going to at least... Oh god, he doesn't even get... Brilliant tags. Nico's 1 HP and Kyo's 15, but the other two are so far away. Even if they come back to this, they have so little time with no kits on board.
Yeah, he's got to find something, and he does. He's got to push. He's doing this all on his own as well. He's still the only one here. FNX finally arrives, and he's going to be on the flank. Can he make anything happen? Kyo's low, but he can't find the kill. He's just got to stay alive. They're biding time. Remember, no kits as well. There's some kills coming out. Kiyoshima can't find one of his own. All of a sudden, they're making this work, and they do it. What? A miraculous retake. No kills come out for FaZe. It's the pressure applied from Bolts. And can they still get it? It's going to be close, but I think they've just got it, and they do. Down to the wire anyways. Somehow that works. And Immortals has got to be thanking Bolts for the dinks he gets out. It didn't even look like they wanted to go for it initially.
They really didn't. The two other players were so far away by this point, but nice work from FNX. It's the kill on Rain that keeps that round so secure in the end. It could have been a problem. The bomb wasn't... I don't know if it was ideally planted for it. I think it might have been a default. I'm not too sure. I didn't actually see it. But still, Rain could have made such a problem out of that. But that's got Immortals back into the game here. Massively so. And Bolts is the man you can thank thoroughly for that piece, but still, FaZe, they've already shown they have a lovely mid-take coming through, which in the end got unraveled by one man, just playing the site so well. And I wonder if they can pull it off again now they're against a team with everything they need, utility-wise, and the AWP as well.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Henny's got that AWP now. It's over towards the A-bomb site, looking towards ramp. Mid-control for FaZe, though, not contested whatsoever by Immortals. Playing deep in the B-bomb site, Bolt's playing very passively in window. So FaZe can have what they want. A lot of time to get some of these advanced positioning. They only have 2 smokes left, though, if they want to block off connector to be able to be free on Cat. They might not even need it. It looks like they're upping the pressure.
Yeah, this is almost the exact same hit we just saw, and I wonder if they can deal with it this time. Yes, they can. Steel isn't alone. He's got Lucas with him, now able to kind of define these angles as they please. Rain so far away, and the rest of the hit is only coming through the apartments, so they can't make it count. Unless Rain can alleviate some of this pressure off Kyo's back, he can't. FNX shuts him down. This looks like Immortals have stabilized, and Kyo cannot do any more than that. Immortals keep 4 alive, play it out well, and it seems they've got a good control on this now.
Yeah, that was very nice defense. A good adjustment that time. No real pressure. Immortals doesn't even have to worry about any kind of a retake. So yeah, now they've built up some money. Now they've built up a good arsenal. And it's FaZe who's going to be stuck on just pistols. I mean, we saw him win it earlier, but can they do it twice? 4 deagles as well.
After seeing what happened on Inferno in rounds that should never be won like that, and then seeing what Nico can do, it's always a threat. But it becomes slightly higher with these guys, but it still shouldn't be possible. Immortals showing they have some real flair to their play here, especially in those retakes that we saw not too long ago, and be able to kind of suffer through that hit that FaZe put them to. But now, Kerrigan goes down, so there's none of that deagle work he had through mid last time around that kind of blew our minds there. But Rain gonna have a little bit of a go as well. Bolts needs to be careful. He doesn't have that much support on his position. He's got others there, obviously in CT. If they try and push him, he's fine, but still, they've got to be a little bit careful. And everyone else coming back around towards A, it looks like they want to get something building here.
Yeah, and I mean, Immortals playing this smart, using the range, just playing back as well, so if they get into an awkward situation or if they miss some shots, they can fall back and stay alive. I mean, still, it's going to be so difficult for FaZe to get control of this bomb site, even with just one kill. Henny misses the initial shot. Molotov going to ring out towards Palace. That's going to block off one of the awkward angles they have to worry about. So FaZe has to look towards jungle to get this kill. Okay, Nico just shuts everything down. Nico changes the entire game. Now they have to fall back and be passive. The rotation's slowly coming in, but I'm not sure the bomb's been spotted. FaZe has been so slow with this, and this is a risk. Kiyoshima got to cover the planter from that range. But this is doable now from FaZe. These are 6 positions.
It really is. Lucas and Steel are retaking through mid, and maybe Ladderum, we'll see. Alu's there to trade in with Rain, and then you've got the kind of dastardly duo of Keo and Nico. And there it is, Rain. The shot rings true. Nico wants another go at it, though. Bolts is there, and another lap to the slaughter. And Nico! What a round to come alive from this man. It's down to Steel, and he does not want this, but Alu not going to let him escape. And FaZe turn the round on its head.
The game has changed. This is why FaZe wanted Nico. What a performance from him. Again, it's just a round that Immortals, you cannot lose those. And it's incredible, you know, they're in safe positions, but they give up too much. They fall back way, way too far. They allow so much space for FaZe to find post plants. And that is just crushing. Nico again, why not? So, tough buy this time for Immortals. They had everything just a round ago. Now it's broken, but Henny's gonna open things up with 1 kill. That's onto Kerrigan in mid.
I really like the aggression coming out towards B-Apps. It might just allow them to quickly kind of get into the heads. All right, it's not B. Good connection from FNX. That is lovely. He stops them before it even begins. And now the last two are locked in towards apartments. Very unlikely chance of escape here unless they feed into this. And Nico's not going to let go of it, though. It's a 3v2. They've got some side control and the dink, but not quite enough. Nico, he knows someone's down here. He knows there's got to be someone round on the back. FNX already showed his hand earlier by taking down those two, and he cannot do it this time. Good stabilizing from Immortals in the end. Well played out to FNX at the start of that round.
Yeah, but it's the Deagles they gotta worry about. For some reason, they're just not able to control it at the moment. Really nice job from FNX around the edge of that smoke. The second kill is what's impressive. Alu not able to trade it off. 4-4. The question is, are we gonna have a buy out of FaZe? We do. So up onto Alu. 2 AK-47s on Nico and Rain. Keo and Kerrigan with those very, very dangerous Deagles as we've seen. Nico not able to get a pick, trying to do some kind of damage, some kind of pressure, and he's actually gonna get more aggressive. Oh, this is surprising. The confidence on him. FNX has no idea this has happened.
You just don't expect
everything, and there it is. Yeah, it's perfect. Is he gonna get more? He does. Nico's a one-man army, and he finds him, but Rain trades it off.
What an absolute animal he is. Just savaging the opponents, and Ali wants a bit of the action too. He knows where the last man is, and he wants it all for himself. FaZe, deadly no matter what, and Immortals are struggling. A good time for a pause to calm down, to try and collect their thoughts and try and maybe not review too much on those Deagle rounds, but they've got to find a way to contain this.
Nico just makes everything look so easy, doesn't he? I mean, even just the balls to push through that smoke, that kind of confidence, that's the kind of playmaking that you want. I mean, and that's an intelligent way to do it as well. You have to take those risks, those gambles. Look at the payoff that has. Even if he dies, they still have an AK, they still have an AWP as well. And I mean, with a guy of that skill level, those are the plays you don't stop them from making. There were a lot of questions of Nico coming into this. Was Kerrigan gonna hold him back? Was he gonna try and leash him up into some kind of a system, or is he gonna let him play free? At least in this series so far, we've seen Nico doing basically whatever he wants.
And I think this just echoes that FaZe are looking like they're here to stay. This doesn't look like this is that one-off, a bit of a honeymoon period with Nico. It looks like they've got a really nice formula so far. And what a way to prove it. They've come into Katowice, and this guy, let's bear in mind, just last round, FNX was pushed up by a ramp with a UMP watching the edge of that smoke. This round, he's like, all right, I'll take the chances. Is he gonna do it twice? Probably not. And it works out so well. The man has a perfect mind for CS. And FaZe have the buy they want, but it's not always worked out for them. It's still a close game. It's still 5-4, but it's just been so back and forth.
Remember as well, one of the big strengths of Nico is his game sense. He's one of the players that has a very low sensitivity, so his knowledge of where the second player has to be. It's not necessarily FNX, it's turning towards jungle and being prepared to take that fight is the impressive part. Keo spots one jumping over towards the B bomb site, but Immortals praying for a miracle, a stack. You do have one M4. I mean, this is investment. Upgraded pistols, Deagle's armor, they're bought out. Basically everyone except for Henny, everyone except for the Opper. So wanting to get that weapon back in his hands as soon as possible.
This stack towards A, I'm not sure how well it's going to work out. FaZe, I like this approach. They're seeming quite collected with it. They're not going to let, hopefully, the clock run down too late. We've seen a couple of rounds slip away from people in this manner, but they're actually heading back around towards A. This could be a problem. We've got Henny sitting pretty close, I guess, in what Chad likes to call the goblin boxes. FNX, of course. FNX is there, Steel playing pretty up close into Palace. This is going to be all about timing, and Nico just adjusts so much better. This guy, every time, actively taking these fights. Kerrigan's in connector, but now FNX wants to do some work here. He gets overrun. This is a problem now. Henny is the only one who can change anything, but maybe not with the Deagle. Bolt, so doesn't want to go down with making a bit of impact as well.
There's no way that they expect Henny to be here. They've already gotten 2 kills. They know where a third player is. Henny is the surprise factor. When does he pounce? And it's right now. No one looking his way. The bomb's going down. There's 1. There's 2. He's got it. And a third. The spin around from Henny. 1 more round of heroics from him. And Immortals recovers on a force buy.
What a hat trick from that man. Turning it around again. These rounds. What are with Deagles in this game? What is going on, Moses?
Know, it's unreal. I mean, this is... You think it's going to be a nightmare. The 1 M4 they have gets picked off early, and there's no way to recover it as well, so you don't think there's a chance, but the stack works out. FaZe don't do their due diligence and clear all the corners.
But hey, now the Deagles are in FaZe's hands, so this should be their round. If it's holding true to trend, Nico with the hero rifle, why not? If you want to trust someone to do something with, look at this guy, he's so aggressive. He wants to take the fight, he wants to bring the game, and he's going to be punished for it. Steel, that's a big no from him.
Nico has a lot of advantages because of his skill and his intelligence, but a jumping shotgun sometimes just can't be countered.
It's just too good.
Well, look at Kerrigan's position, though. This is the next big thing, because this hasn't been spotted yet.
So how much info can he get here? He spots 1. Okay, so he gets spotted pretty quickly from Lucas in the end, just playing in the ladder room. I think he was just spotting mid.
Bolts was also looking through Murder Hole, so I don't think Kerrigan was going to do too much despite that kind of a cool position to have. So now, yeah, this Tech 9 at this range, probably not going to do a whole lot. Rain's got the only Deagle that Immortals have to worry about, and there goes that. A good trade comes out, but Henny with the off is going to lock down the bomb site.
It's happening. Finally, a team with the better weapons and better everything is actually winning the round. There we go, finally. A little bit more of normality here coming in. Immortals keep 4 alive, keep their money up a little bit better than it could have been. And now you look at the other side, FaZe has to respect this. They're down to 2K, and you doubt we'll see much of an investment now.
Yeah, no, there shouldn't be. This is at the point where, I mean, FaZe 5 rounds on the T side. It's already pretty good half, considering this is only the 12th round. So there's still some time for them to string a couple together, or just get 1 or 2 more rounds on the board, and then have that very, very good T half. Aggression up mid, though, from Immortals.
Nice.
That's going to be an easy kill.
Yeah, it's just going to spur on FaZe towards B, but the molly's there, and so is Henny. So it's going to be tough for them to get through that. They back away for a second, but you can hear the rotates. They're going to hear it as well. Everyone's here now.
I mean, there's no map control for FaZe. So all that's really left, all that's going through their mind right now is, where do we want to get slaughtered? Go forward into B, go through underpass. It's all blocked off. There was aggression in mid, so there could be players here as well. This is Immortals. This should be pretty simple for them.
Yeah, who do you want to feed up? And actually the UMP does a good bit of damage, but gotta be careful here FNX. There's a lot of targets and they get overwhelmed. Alu takes him down. Now Lucas Deagle in clutch. Needs to be careful to not allow himself to go down. He is pretty low on HP, but they are stuck here. Bolts should be able to end this. And there you go. Steals one to find Rain. Starts pushing back out from short. Gets a little dink, but Nico overruns him. Don't let this one get scary. Please, Immortals. This is not a round you lose.
Steel and Lucas are very low, and as this round goes on, even if FaZe take damage, I mean, Henny with the AWP, it's not going to matter much. So if they just find one of these other 2 players, this becomes doable. So all of a sudden, it just seemed like a lost scenario. They're right back in it. Over aggression in mid, and some, I mean, you just have to say as well, missed shots. The UMP, the AK in mid, just not doing the work that they're supposed to do in that kind of a fight.
And if they go towards B, which it looks like they're doing now, Lucas is pretty low. Steel's quite close though on short, so he can fall back and help. But still, Lucas should be able to play this one out. He doesn't even need to necessarily peek on this. He can just sit there and wait for the plant or allow this to happen. 15 seconds. It's going to be tough for them to do anything with. And, well, the flash wasn't too perfect either. And Steel, he is keeping this safe and sound. And there we go. Finally, they closed down that threat. They're starting to look a little worrying. But with only that amount left on the board, I think they were okay at the end. But, yeah, a couple of questionable shots in mid then.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, that crossfire at the end is very, very wise. Steel with the M4 playing on catwalk. You've got range towards mid. You've got range towards those upper B tunnels. So good positioning from him to help out his teammate. 7-5 in the favor of Immortals. They're down 0-1 in the series. Trying to make these finals, and he's gonna get aggressive with the op. I don't think he spotted that one player.
Look at
just
the
on the
speed.
edge of his vision. Yeah, and it's so fast. And since Henny doesn't spot it, Seal has no idea. This bomb site is open.
The Bosnian bulldozer strikes again. Lucas going down means that site is completely under wraps. Keo being careful. You can see this is a very well-rounded hit. Smoke's there towards the kitchen area. They're not letting anything go by the wayside. Henny, FNX, and Bolts, though, pretty cut out from this. They're all postured over by A. This is very, very hard for them to find anything towards. And it looks like already backing away, trying to keep these weapons. But look at Alu, straight on the hunt.
Yeah, why not? I mean, you have 5 players alive, so you can afford to risk one gun at the very least to try and hunt some of these down. It'd be a huge benefit to be able to find it. Will he search this corner, and FNX spots him first? I mean, that's just kind of a bummer for Immortals. The fact that Henny doesn't spot that one player coming through the smoke, so FaZe pick up the pace. I mean, Lucas just doesn't have the intel that it's coming. He even had his knife out on catwalk, trusting his teammate to be able to make the call if he's going to be in danger, and it just doesn't come. So we're going to have a timeout from Immortals in this. Is down the stretch, they want to win these last 2 rounds. And I mean, it would just be, it's a tough spot for them to be in due to the economy as well. I mean, losing this round and you essentially lose the last round as well. Well, I say that, but this round has been, or this game, both of these maps have been series of deagles and force by wins.
Yeah, it's been a little strange. It's not the most orthodox of games, but we know these two teams have that flair. They have that ability to be able to do this. Very, very talented individuals. So at the moment, it looks like FaZe are really starting to flex their muscles on this T side as well, showing that they do have that kind of adjustment of pace, which is incredibly impressive. I love that play coming out. A little bit, not necessarily Astralis-esque, but it does look similar when they do that quite, very diligent mid-take. And obviously with Carrigan here at the helm, get to see a little bit of that coming back through. So FaZe looking good.
I mean, this is just really cool T-side from FaZe as well. I mean, you can see Carrigan has got to be so happy with the tools he has. That was the beautiful triple with the deagle. But we've seen the full range. We've seen fast B splits. We've seen the slow mid control into a B split. We've seen Nico just being unleashed and doing whatever he wants to do. Henny again here, and he spots the shadow, flicks down, that's nice. Keo's gonna be close up, another one. Is he gonna go for more? He's got boxed in, there's the backup. He misses the shot, but Carrigan's so low. 5 HP, and Henny's not even risking it. Smart play from Henny. I think he might just want to try and get away.
Yeah, this has been denied before it even began. Carrigan and Nico are left. Sure, Nico is a danger, but a 1v4? Is that really what we're gonna get here? Flash in, doesn't actually reach him. Nice adjustment, gets the tag and gets the frag. Now, please do not feed the beast. Do not let him come alive. There we go, Henny keeps it in check. Great round from him as well. That play towards mid pretty much just shattered that intention from FaZe.
Yeah, so good save call in the last round to keep that AWP in his hand, call the timeout, and this time that mid control works. No one slips by Henny's gaze. Last round of the half, 6 rounds for FaZe, 8 for Immortals. It's going to be 3 AK-47s, a Tech 9 and a deagle on the T side, the deagle on Nico. So might as well call it an alt at this point.
Yeah. That's his full buy. He's fine. He is fine. But this is the first time we're seeing like that full A possibly, if they actually go for this. And last time they even came close to considering this, FNX got 2 kills on this ramp. So again, he's very good at playing on the edge of the smoke. He had the UMP last time, now on that full M4, and oh, Lucas. Yeah,
Lucas is pushed up all the way to the top of mid, so he's got so much information. This hit needs to go quick, and here it comes right off the bat. Bolts with 1 ball at a time. He's gonna get a second one, and FNX, great defense. This is locked down. The timeout has done wonders for Immortals. They're gonna get to 9 on the CT side.
That third map might be coming in if they keep up this sort of pressure, this sort of play, and just stabilize that touch more. 9-6 is a very respectable half for them. They want to get that pistol, though, on that second half, and they want to get the follow-up as well. That's been going back and forward far too much. Let's see if we're going to have a third map, or it's going to be FaZe closing in 2. this could be FaZe's moment this half to make it further in this tournament. Maybe one of the first teams to do it as well. You've got that straight to the semi-final slot to really prove what they can do, but Immortals stand in their way, and they will not be moved lightly. 9 rounds sit beside Immortals, and they look like they mean business now on this T side.
Yeah, this is going to have to be a good T side, though, because of the CT side. We know FaZe can do wonders on this. They've got all the players. We've seen in the previous map how good that CT side can be. Alu, especially with the AW, if he gets that rolling, that's going to be tough for Immortals. And right off the bat, no smoke, Molotov, 2 flashbangs for the T side on this pistol, and everyone towards this B bomb side. Kerrigan with the first shot, but he's got to bail out now. He's got to get away quickly. Flashbangs don't do a whole lot of work. Hughes here as well, but they've jumped out. Now they're going to stream wide. He needs that kill, but he's not. And Kerrigan, he's very alone. He's actually got Nico on catwalk, so maybe it doesn't matter.
If you've got Nico anywhere on this map, it might not matter at this point. 3v2 though, Henny and Bolt's looking for any opportunity, but the bomb's in a treacherous position. They can't cross safely because Nico is a surgeon, and he's just ripping heads off right now. This is just unreal work. Look at this guy. If you're Henny, you know you're in trouble, but he's gonna at least isolate Rain, but finding any more is tough. He knows now where Alu is. He's unraveling what FaZe have, but he still needs to land 2 shots, almost back to back.
Tough part is the bomb is just so far away. That might have been a small mistake from Immortals. The bomb carrier wrapping around trying to eliminate Kerrigan. Kind of have to go for it, but it puts Henny in a tough spot in this clutch. 1 on 2 and not even a chance. Alu might finish it off, but it's Nico who carries him to the finish line. Coming in on catwalk in a timely fashion to get a triple kill.
Just unreal watching that guy play, isn't it? Just does what FaZe need, it feels like. Whenever they seem to have something missing or need a couple of kills or find something to find a position, do whatever's required, he just seems to slot himself into that spot very, very well at this point. But still, 7-9, we've seen these rounds often going the way of the other side. But for Immortals, having, you know, been where they are, they've got the P250s out now. Not too much of a bite.
No, not at all. And they didn't even get the plant last round, so that's it's interesting not seeing any kind of investment from the T side. Maybe using this advantage and just saying we just want to get in the 4th round, have everything we could possibly need. And at the moment, it just looks like eventually there's going to be a timing on a play in mid. Alu's going to be here spotting it. He's got the M4 at this range. Seeing when is he going to spot this. Just the knife out, not even looking for a fight whatsoever.
Is he doing it for the animation?
Ooh, all right.
Alu, you've got to be a little careful now. Now he needs to kind of give up mid a little bit here, leave the rest to kind of pinch in towards it. That's where you need maybe the connector player, or he just plays right back out. He's feeling fine about it. Nice precision work from Alu. Not wasting bullets here.
Yeah, that was good stuff. 4 UMPs as well, but Alu gets most of the kills with the M4. And again, Immortals doesn't look like they're going to invest into this round. So a little bit of a different start to the half is what we're usually seeing. Okay, so they buy up some deagles. There's no real armor coming out. Tech 9 on steel, no utility. So praying that these deagles are going to do the work necessary, get those picks, open something up. Henny going to contest against Alu, but Alu's going to be lower, and Henny's already crossed over to the top mid boxes. So this could be a little bit scary if Alu, the timing, he's looking away. This is so ballsy from Alu as well. Unfortunately, Henny can't land the shots, but Lucas finishes it off for him, and you got to question what Alu's doing.
Yeah, confidence is great in the right places and in doses. You put yourself in a really exposed position. Of course, Immortals will take that with both hands. They're not going to let that one slide at all. But at the moment now, any more is a huge benefit. They have no armor to work with. Of course, the deagles and the Tech 9 is there, but it's not a great deal. A plant would be phenomenal as well, but still, surely FaZe just kind of like ease back a little bit here. Nico could be in for a surprise. FNX still waiting here as FNX now builds up. Does he check for it? Does he hit the shot? Now Nico knows. Now he's well and truly aware, and he's going to get flashed in, checks it, but the backaways happen. But while all this begins and all this kind of commotion of by A is going on, it's been looking like a B hit for some time.
Yeah, the smoke is holding him back. I think they would have liked to have done this earlier, but just not possible. Kerrigan, does he spot it in time to get the Molotov out? Yes. He's going to make it back into the site as well. This is going to be tough. Kiyoshima on catwalk. Nice crossfire set up for the defense. For FaZe Clan, it's easy. Kyo just with a nice little tap makes it look cute. And Kerrigan shuts things down, 9-9. Spot of danger, but a little bit of a fumble from Alu isn't going to be punished.
No, but this is the round that Immortals were looking towards. This is the one. This is where they're going to get everything. Full armor, full utility. It's everything you want. And look at FaZe.
Yeah, well, here's the danger. Because Immortals didn't buy in either of those rounds, they haven't done a whole lot of economic damage. And on top of that, you leave the UMPs in for the 4th round. You haven't taken any of those away. And FaZe, because they have so much money, they don't really need to upgrade. So if FaZe do win this with these UMPs, they're going to, I mean, their economy is just going to skyrocket. They'll have free upgrades to AK-47s. If they want a double op setup, they can do that. Damage being done to Steel, he's down to about 60 HP. This is a vitally important round for Immortals, in my opinion.
Yeah, and they look not necessarily hesitant, but they are very, very passive in this one. Henny just sitting all the way back at mid. You've got Bolt just passively holding towards the back of ramp, FNX as well, just to make sure that there's nothing coming their way. Maybe expecting to stick on those UMPs, maybe expecting some sort of aggression, maybe just expecting FaZe to do FaZe things. But it's not the case. FaZe are playing this quite calmly, quite collectively. And Karrigan still showing that he's over at B, still jumping, still keeping Steel under wraps, and Steel will have to back away eventually, but I think Luca's going to re-smoke mid quite possibly for Henny and then play out towards it. It's going to be a late hit here if it keeps up at this pace.
Yeah, and they haven't decided where to go. They don't have mid control quite yet. Maybe it's delayed from Nico. That's a UMP that just shuts him down at that range. AK versus UMP. All too often we're seeing this UMP just dominate that fight. And now it gets really tough because that's one part of the attack that they don't have anymore. The one benefit is that Nico's had to do a long rotate, but you can see Q is already starting to cheat over. This is going to be so difficult now for Immortals.
Alu can be a linchpin in this as well. He can stop it so quickly. He spots one towards Palace as well, but Rain's shown his position, picking up one. Now Henny, gotta be careful. He's got the bomb in connector. It's so tough for him. He's trying to fight his way out of it, but he can't do it. Rain finds him, and now the 4v2. It's looking like this has been ground down by FaZe. Rain there, just so pivotal in that spot.
Yeah, no aggression on this round for Immortals. I mean, yeah, it gets stopped by Nico finding that opening kill. That's a little bit heartbreaking. That was on a steal, I think, but I mean, there's really no pressure applied by Immortals at any point as they try and encroach on the A bomb site. It's just, they don't even get a chance to execute. It's just people getting picked off one by one. Rain with a triple kill in that A bomb site, just a rock. 10-9, and that was, I mean, this is now the nightmare because out of those UMPs, yeah, Nico had to rebuy, but AK-47 onto Rain, AK-47 onto Karrigan, that's money they didn't have to invest.
And FNX does have the hero rifle fully invested. Deagles galore. They've got to get something working for them Immortals now. It's getting to that point where it's like we just need that round on the board. 4 rounds on the trot here for FaZe in the second half. Put themselves in the lead finally and get themselves 1 round closer to be in the finals. This is a huge story for FaZe. They came into this as one of the teams who you just probably wouldn't put instantly in that final spot. And they're looking like they're one of the teams who are truly ready for it.
Yeah, I mean, we knew this Nico pickup addition to FaZe was going to be effective. It was just, is it going to be immediate or is it going to take a little bit of time? It's been immediate. That's the other story. Not only a final for FaZe, but a final for Nico himself. One of the best players to have not really had that much success on it as a team. And he's having a performance in the semifinals to put him there. And now look, slowly coming up, no smokes for the Immortals. They just get used now, and actually a dry walk out of Palace. That trades Rain. Oh, FNX. Slides out and finds Alu, so now they've opened things up. This is very, very possible.
Yeah, let's see how they... But look at the last 2 players for Immortals. They're over at B. Karrigan's... Oh my god, he's slowing this down. This is a problem. If Keo can quickly pick this up, there could have been something, but no, nicely done by Immortals. That hero rifle for FNX just does what it needs to. It catches them off guard. It caught them by surprise. Rain completely unaware on that walkout through Palace. I
mean, smart play by FNX. You kind of gamble, right? You know Alu has an AWP and you just swing out and you're just pre-firing that angle, hoping he's there, and this time it works out. Beautiful shot. Alu can't even react to it. So Immortals pull off a very, actually, I mean, to be fair, incredible win. Yeah. Also with a couple players at the B bomb site to prevent the rotations to distract. And here's a switch up. FaZe goes into a double op setup, but already Alu has been pushed back down to 42 HP. Karrigan's got his op over towards the B bomb site.
I actually quite like Karrigan AWPing on this one. He used to do it for Astralis as well. He's actually specifically was very good on Mirage and shows why. He's already dominated over by B. Good work from him, just doing what he needed to in that round pretty much. You saw the back and forth that he's had with Steel in the previous ones, and this time he's the victor. But there's still 3 very deadly players up. Henny can still create many of an opportunity here, especially working through round. Rain is on the A site, but the Molly is going to start kicking in. Gotta back away. Stays alive on that 50 HP.
Trying to do something to create something. Standing in the flames as well, just to try and take one more shot, but he can't find anything. His defense for FaZe looking good. They have the intel. Karrigan sees no one over towards B. Alu gets 1 kill. That's towards A ramp. He's back at the boxes, and Henny's going to go for that peek. Another Molotov, though. Henny's got to stand in the fire again if he wants to take this fight. He can find nothing. FaZe at this point not giving up anything, not peeking, not giving anything to find. No one falls for FaZe. The aggression in this round out of them, they get the early picks, and they just strangle Immortals out of this round, so unable to string two together. That's tough. They have some money to buy up in the next one. Henny would love to save this up. I don't know if it's going to be possible. Good find there. That's one of the ops down for FaZe, but he's still got 25 seconds in which he has to live.
It isn't going to be easy, but to be fair, they're actually not that close by. Rain's probably the next in line to try and get this out of his hands, but he's already watching this sort of angle. So hopefully for him, and for the sake of Immortals, he can keep this one going.
Their money's actually not great on the FaZe side, so this is why you're not seeing any kind of a hunt. I mean, they got punished a little bit, so this is just a round where they say, let them keep the op. We know they're going to have a good buy in the next round of Dangerous buy. Nico's going to get this pick. Okay. How many times is Nico just going to change everything? Takes the op away, pause out of Immortals, and the big thing is, well, not only the kill, but he also salvages the op for the double op setup that they wanted to play with.
Yeah, right back into the hands of Carrigan, which means, all right, B's become a little bit tougher just to hit. So a little bit tricky for them to work around here, but hopefully they can discuss something in that upcoming couple of rounds here for the T side, because we've seen that they've had those kind of really nice plays that they have coming through. They have that hero rifle from FNX working out well, but it's just, it doesn't feel consistent to me yet. Obviously, the amount of rounds that FaZe are stringing together, it seems that they are so in control at the moment. Their eyes seem set on those finals that are only a couple of rounds away now.
The big thing is, I mentioned it earlier on the T side, it's also on the CT side, the amount of different, the amount of variety in these defensive setups that FaZe is using. So hard for Immortals to get comfortable, to find a read into any of this. I mean, you switch into the double op setup, you get more aggressive in mid with 2 to 3 players. You find some picks, you find some kills. I mean, definitely Steel caught off by that switch into the double op. He gets picked off in upper B. So there's just so many different changes, so many different play styles that FaZe can bring out. And Immortals, comfortable after 4 rounds of seeing what FaZe is doing, they're not prepared for that kind of a switch.
No, definitely not. And we actually hadn't seen that much aggression until now. Rain hadn't been playing up mid. No one's been really pushing that far into these sort of bigger rounds. But Rain this time fancies the challenge, but it's going to be tough considering it looks like FNX is aware this could be a possibility, especially coming out of a pause. For the CT side, you might want to just switch up the pace to really throw off wherever the T side came up with. And Immortals is going to just have to play this one calmly, maybe looking to overwhelm Carrigan in the future, but plenty of options with 1 minute and 23 still on the board.
Yeah, and Rain's going to be completely happy to just chill here because Kiyoshima's watching his back. He's got Nico and Connector as well. He's going to push forward, but FNX is just eternally patient. Carrigan now misses the flick, and now the hit is on. He's got to fall away, but they're going to run through that Molotov. It didn't get out in time. Carrigan, he's going to get wrapped, but Kiyoshima's here for the save. Carrigan misses that flick as well. He's down very low, but he does find that one. Keeps himself alive, and it's Bolts, FNX, and Henny. Henny holding for this cross, and he finds that kill. Down to a 3-on-3, but Carrigan again chimes out.
He's becoming a real bastion of hope for FaZe on this B side, just keeping it so calm. But FNX looks to switch things up. 2 players here, though, and Keo just spams through, finds him. It's a disaster for Immortals and a big round for FaZe. Carrigan coming alive when he needs to, picking up those 3 kills. Even after missing a couple there, he finds the angle eventually, and it's the one that matters.
You think that round, you think back to Pistol, the rotation from FaZe has been so strong on this B bomb site. That player coming off catwalk, it was Nico and Pisteron, it was Kiyoshima this time. Yep. Even if it's just the 1 kill, it keeps Carrigan alive, keeps him to have the ability to recover and hit those shots towards the end. Good stuff from FaZe, 12-10, and they forced Immortals, no armor pistols, 1 flashbang. The hope is dwindling for the Brazilian side.
But Bolts gets a glimmer of hope. And it's a small glimmer, but he did good work towards Rain. But, this is the problem. You kind of have to bear through these rounds. There's a little to do, but maybe a discussion point for some of these guys. Maybe think, how do we get around this? Is that double AWP going to be a factor? It's actually not this round. We got Carrigan just back on the M4. So, opting for that one in here. Maybe not a bad idea, especially against all these pistols that are running through towards you. But FNX will get out, and he does get Carrigan down. But it should be kept in check. And here we go. Keo putting on a show again. And Lucas, you got nothing to do but die as FaZe get 1 step closer again towards the finals. You can see it on their faces. They know what they're doing. It's 13-10. FaZe, 3 more rounds and it's theirs.
I mean, again, another switch from the double op. Carrigan just drops it over to Alu and gets an M4 this round. I mean, and you could see maybe the idea from Immortals, 1 flashbang and 4 players looking to just blind Carrigan on top of truck and then bum rush the bomb site. And he's got a completely different weapon, so that doesn't even work out. And I'll tell you, this is the Kiyoshima that made LDLC, that made some of these French teams such a danger in the past few years. He is playing very well in this team, and I think actually, Nico, are you gonna be ready for this? Bolts might have a chance here. And how long does Nico decide to stick around? Not long. Falls back immediately.
Doesn't want to play into it. I'm gonna fall off and just have to wait.
It almost seems like, as well, Immortals has been conditioned to not even want to go for mid control anymore. There's no one even near it. Look how far back FNX is playing. They don't even want to mess with it. Kerrigan hasn't had to move. Back into a double op setup as well. No way Immortals is going to see this much of a switch up in these setups.
Surely not. It's going to be a tough read. It always is, but still working his way back around. So looking for a bit of a play towards A possibly at this point. We haven't seen too many hits there. We saw a nice bit of play coming out from FNX when he swung out of apps before, managing to find a couple of shots towards Alu. You know, it did happen. It has been a thing. And FaZe, we left scratching their heads going, well, you know, this is a very quiet T side. We haven't had this quiet of a time for a while.
Yeah, but FaZe hasn't seen anything on the map. They haven't seen anything in mid. They haven't seen anything at B. So, I mean, Nico's going to be comfortable as the third player to stick over at this A bomb site. Question is, I mean, FaZe, they could even rotate Kiyoshima at this point. Here come the nades, 25 seconds left.
The hit is now, and it's Alu in a great position for this. He finds one, Henny falls, and now looks for the follow-up. It won't happen. Steel manages to slip across, but there's still threats on the board, and one of them is Nico. Now, where is that bomb? It's on the way towards the site now, but a lot of pressure being built and 10 seconds remaining. That's a problem. Keo stops the plant, and now with 5 seconds remaining, Bolts, you've run out of time, my friend.
Yeah, that is a problem, and he's going to get taken out. Nico finds him right at the end. Everything going well. Even though there are decent trades for Immortals coming in, the clock has run down that much. FaZe got enough kills to the point to make that retake work out just fine. And without a whole lot of control towards jungle, they had to try and plant default. Rotations get there just in time to stop it. 14-10. Desperation now for Immortals. Tech 9 buy with armor. It's not a full investment. They're sitting anywhere right around 1,500 on most of their players left. So, I mean, they're going to allow FaZe, give them a good chance to get up towards 15, and they're just going to say, we'll have to win 5 in a row to force overtime.
Keo, the only man currently left in the tournament who's ever won an IEM before, so this is interesting for him. Good playthrough on Sean, going to catch out FNX. Kerrigan, very active towards those B apps, just waiting for the swing out. Let's see if there's a flash, hopefully, to put him under pressure, and Steel gives it away a little early here. Molly goes down, Kerrigan tries to find some sort of cover, but he can't get there. Bolts breaks in, but we know what Keo's been doing, and consistent as ever, he will not let this B site slip. And this could be the 15th round right here.
Bolts, heroics at all? He's brought down pretty low, and there's Keo to end it. Who else? 4 kills, he's playing supremely confident. 15-10, and FaZe, this has been known Mirage, you need to have mid-control, and FaZe has just controlled that portion of the map on both sides, both as defense and offense here. So it's just incredible stuff out of FaZe at the moment, and there's not a whole lot of signs of life from this Immortal side. Not a whole lot to give you hope that they'll be able to make this comeback happen. It would have to be something miraculous. They've only won 1 round on this T side. They haven't been able to string together. Even when Henny's had an AWP, they're not able to find a whole lot with it. Nico, 26-14.
What an individual to be able to have this impact. And those kills have won rounds. They're not just kind of fluff. They're not just filled. These have been incredibly imperative kills.
Yeah, with Deagles as well. Deagles against Rifles, opening up bomb sites on himself. I mean, this is, you look at the first map as well, and this is a guy you know just wants to make it into those finals. And this is a scary, scary looking team at the moment.
This could be, we are back into the game. The replay can go away. We're at 15-10, 1 more round, and FaZe will put themselves into the finals, but Immortals have 1 more shot at it in this round.
Alu holding the shallow angle in mid. Kerrigan now the one with the op over in the Palace, and Bolts, he's gonna walk right into it. Good find for Kerrigan. This is what we've seen out of these past few rounds, has been, you know, basically 1 player on a certain portion of the map and 4 towards the other. And this 1 player continually gets picked off. What is the response? FNX has to go back just to make sure no one is pushing up towards A, so all of a sudden this presence on the other side weakens.
Yeah, he's going to put down a smoke towards mid, if I'm not mistaken, as well, trying to make use of where his position is. Maybe play out with Henny here, but the problem is that Alu still has this angle. He hasn't been playing from short the whole time. It's a small adjustment. And Nico, are you going to be set? He's been unleashed, but it's Alu to pin Henny to the wall. And now 5v3. This is looking all but over for Immortals. As their last life starts to crumble, FNX will fight back, but Alu still stands with 2 possible players in front of him. He misses the shot. A vital one at that. He has to fall back from this now.
Plenty of time to recover, though. Steel could do something with this lurk, but it's going to be Rain at top connector. I think that is going to be the real linchpin. It's smoked off now. Can Steel grab a kill? No. He doesn't find it. There's Rain. He peeks. He falls, but Kiyoshima still alive. He's eliminated the B attack, and Lucas and FNX, they have only 1 option. They have to go towards A. This is right towards Kerrigan's op, but he gets 1.
He can do this now for his side to secure his team into the finals. Kerrigan chasing down Lucas, and he does it! Kerrigan Carrigan with FaZe make it to the finals here. And IEM Katowice, a huge performance from them, looking exceptional throughout this matchup. Nico's addition seems to have set these guys ablaze. Every single player having moments of sheer brilliance. And it's going to be heartbreak for Immortals.
Yeah, this FaZe team is becoming very, very scary all of a sudden. All the questions that we had about this team at the end of last year are just slipping away event by event, match by match. I mean, you look, it's also the resurgence of some of these players. Alu was quiet after his time in NIP. Kiyoshima was quiet after his time in LDLC and Envy. This is now, these guys are back.
It seems to have helped everyone on that side. It doesn't feel like, okay, well, Nico's come in and it's just pushed them further. It seems like everyone has upped the game here, upped the ante. And do you know what that also means? We could have the Astralis final if it works out that way against Carrigan with FaZe.
We could, that would be awesome, but we do have an interview on stage, so we'll send it over to OJ. Take us away.
We do indeed, Moses. Thank you very much. I'm with Carrigan from FaZe. As CS matches go, it was fairly easy.
I still think it was a close score. I mean, we were a bit surprised by the Inferno pick, so I'm just glad that it's our first official and we won that on Inferno. So I think we had lost many clutch rounds on Inferno, 4 spies, and it happened again on Mirage. So it was a hard match.
As the Intel Extreme Masters has gone, it's been an odd way that the tournament has gone forward. You've seen 2 of the big names, Virtus Pro and also SK, fall in the group stages. You must now be the favourites.
I don't think we are the favorites. I think Astralis is the favorites, but I'm here to take the trophy away from them.
Well, you talk about taking the trophy away from them. Of course, you were part of Astralis. How are the feelings between yourself and Astralis?
They're good. We are good friends. It was an equal decision to split ways. And it worked out for them, and it worked out for us, so I think everybody's happy.
When you were watching them, obviously, they are the reigning major champions. What did you feel inside when you saw them win that?
I know how hard they work for it, so of course I felt happy. And it's always like they were the right decision to remove me and taking Glaive. So all in all, I'm happy for them. I know how hard and how heartbreaking every time we lost in the semifinals, so I'm just happy for them.
Now, your FaZe lineup, you are a band of rock stars, aren't you? It's a real rock and roll lineup you've got going here. How close to being the best you can be are you?
I think in 1 or 2 months, we're the best we can be. We need more time. We had 4 days practice, and we have to play a best-of-5 final tomorrow against a team who has the widest map pool in the world. Maybe if Astralis win.
Do you think you'll be meeting Astralis to play off for that trophy and the lion's share of 250 grand?
Nobody should underrate Heroic now, and since Heroic never lost against the core of Astralis on land, so... But I think Astralis has the better map pool. It comes down to if Heroic is going to win Nuke or if... what's going to happen there.
Do you want Astralis in the final?
Yes, I want Astralis in the final. It's going to be a hell of a match.
I love that, Carrigan. Thank you very much. Put your hands together for your winners. They go through to the final, the grand final of the Intel Extreme Masters World Championships. Carrigan and FaZe.